Brother Raccoons, and welcome back to the Racoon Lodge, your one-stop shop for all things honeymooners. As always, if you're watching this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It's a mere bag of shells. I'm your great pal, Jim McKeever, and today we're selecting a new convention manager with a deep dive on episode 11 of the Classic 39, a tight race titled The Deciding Vote. Are you ready? And away we go! This episode originally aired on December 10th, 1955, and like all of the Classic 39 episodes, was filmed at the Adelphi Theater, located at 152 West 54th Street in Manhattan. Ralph comes home with a vacuum cleaner as a surprise for Alice. As he unpacks it from the box, he nearly hits Alice several times with it. Sure that the non-functioning vacuum is not functioning for a simple reason, Ralph looks in the hose and discovers something stuck in it. He tries to blow it out, and Norton says, "Ralph, you're doing that the hard way," and turns on the vacuum. This causes Ralph's cheeks to suck in, and he makes wild gestures for Norton to turn it off. This would indicate that the vacuum does work, but the next scene shows Ralph still trying to fix it. When Ralph kicks Ed out, Ed has several lines that he either can't start or can't finish because Ralph keeps shouting, "Out!"
Out! Get out!
Ralph tells Alice to get him a towel because he wants to wash his hands, but there's already a towel hanging on the wall in plain sight. In fact, he uses that very towel to wash up in A Matter of Life and Death. When Joe Muncie arrives, Ralph introduces him as a member of the Racoon Club. Raccoons are usually referred to as members of the Racoon Lodge. As Joe leaves, he says, "Without Norton, Frank McGillicuddy will win." Then he says, you see that he's there. Yikes. The chalkboard at the Racoon Lodge lists the members in arrears, meaning they owe money. The names are Cramton, misspelled, Hanley, Carlisle, which is crossed out, Philbin, and Shore. Eddie Hanley played several small characters in The Honeymooners, including the telephone installer in the episode Funny Money, and Pete Woodruff in The Man from Space. Jack Philbin was executive producer of The Honeymooners. Toots Shore was a good friend of Jackie Gleason's and an owner of Toots Shore's, a nightclub where Gleason's gang could often be found. The members of the Racoon Lodge have different epaulets on their uniforms. Ralph, Ed, and the Racoon Lodge president have a rim of color on theirs. The other members don't. We're assuming it's color, even though it's black and white. When Ralph comes to the Racoon Lodge and starts sucking up to Ed, he says,
"Well, where you, pal? I was waiting for you to come home. I wanted to blow you to some egg foo young."
That's an interesting bird. Ralph has extra buttons on his raccoon uniform jacket. He has 8, while the others have 6. Maybe he needs the extra security. When calling the raccoon meeting to order, the president says,
"Brother Norton, as Sergeant-at-Arms, you sit here beside me."
Wouldn't Ed already know that? When Ralph and Joe Muncie are discussing the election, they refer to the position as convention manager. The Racoon president refers to it as business manager for this year's convention. When Joe Muncie explains how you can use simple arithmetic to figure out that Ralph will win the election, he states that only the 7 executive members of the lodge can vote. During the voting, Ed hands out ballots to the 5 raccoons seated in the room and then fills out his own ballot. But the president never votes, so only 6 votes were cast. When discussing Ed's betrayal of him, Ralph says, "History repeats itself. Brutus had his Caesar, Cramton's got his Norton." It should be the other way around. Caesar didn't betray Brutus. After Ralph fills out Ed's reference for the dining room furniture, he slams his pencil down on the table and it flies off into the great beyond. Maybe someone in the audience grabbed it. Ralph asks Ed who it was that double-crossed him, and Ed says it was Joe Rumsey. Earlier in the episode, his name was Joe Muncie. They rhyme. That's everything we found in this episode. If we missed something, be sure to call it out in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe so you'll know when the next deep dive airs. Thanks so much for watching.
Baby, you're the greatest.